Get in, find a seat, put your bag right down on the floor. Put everything away, listen up, they're gonna close the door. We hope you still wanna go, cause we won't be here anymore. When this Boeing goes, tonight she's going home. Yeah, she don't look new, might have lost a little paint. It's got some little dents, no need to call the FAA. If you don't think we're leaving now, just watch me fly away, cause this Boeing's going in tonight, she's going home. It's only got 2 speeds, one of them was at the gate. And a crew like us, you know, we don't get the Dallas late. Just watch out now, Mr. Mike, and keep your barber pole out of my way, cause this Boeing's going in tonight, she's going home. Chain ain't shaking, we're not making up time. When we get there late, you know, they don't pay an extra dime. If I hadn't landed yet, keep flying it like a jet, cause this Boeing's going in tonight, she's going home. As she buffets a little, then shakes like an old wet dog. Flies pretty crooked, but we don't put that in the law. When you hear those Pratt & Whitney's roar, get that agent down to the door, cause this Boeing's going in tonight, we're going home. When you heard those engines whine, you should be standing on the line, cause this Boeing's home, you know, parked here at the gate.
I love that song.
I almost got all the way through. Thank you, Harry. Now this next song is probably the most misunderstood thing that I do. This really is about, it's just about a dream I had. Everybody assumes it's a drug reference, kind of like Lucy in the Sky, but it is really just about a flying pony. I'm gonna ride my, whoops, I was playing another song. I'm gonna ride my flying pony across the sky. If you want to come along, just hold on tight. We don't go very fast, but we do go pretty high. Let's ride that flying pony tonight. He only likes to fly at night, he can't navigate by day. When you don't care where you go, it's easy to find your way. I'm gonna ride my flying pony across the sky, make shadow puppets on the clouds as we go by. And when the stars roll around and day turns into night, we'll see that everything is alright. I'm gonna ride my flying pony across the sky, bulldog down to St. Elmo's too, around the Anvils down one side. And when the sun is coming up and it's time to hit the hay, go home and put that pony away. Proved in any way, don't tell the FA. When you don't care where you go, it's easy to find your way. I'm gonna ride my flying pony across the sky, high above the tropopause, that's where we ride. And when the sun is coming up and it's time to hit the hay, let's go home and put that pony away. Don't take my flying pony away. I've always liked that song, but not everybody shares that sentiment. I'm really surprised by that. I just love the tune. I love the idea. Not not everybody likes popcorn either, you know. So I wrote this for a good friend of mine, and the story kind of writes itself once you hear the song. Start thinking about somebody you once knew. Start thinking that you wish you knew her better. You better think about how to keep the one you love before you send that message or a letter. Don't let her see that faraway look in your eyes. I advise it's cheaper if you keep her. You keep her happy and she won't be thinking all the time about some guy that she wished she knew better. It's been this way everywhere. It's been this way forever. You keep your hands to yourself and your heart might follow it. Everything works a little better. You start thinking about some place where you used to be. Start thinking that you'd really like to be there. You better think about what it would be like to stay there, wishing you could wish yourself back here. You start thinking about somebody that you once knew. Start thinking that you wish you knew her better. You better think about how to keep the one you've got. Don't send that card or a letter. You better think about how to keep the one you love. Try and help it make a little better. Yeah, and the side story to that one is never ever let your spouse go to a 20-year reunion, ever. Not on their own. You always take them with you.
Hey, are you going to do that alley-oop song for us today?
I'll be happy to.
That was a bar, wasn't it, in New Mexico or somewhere?
Yeah, it still is. It's called the Blue Moon Bar now. It used to be called the Alley-Oop when I was a little kid. And this was that same summer that that song "Tie Me Kangaroo Down" was the big hit on the radio. So I think I was 9 or 10 years old at the time, and my grandfather, he probably just wanted to go dancing, but he took me out to the farm at the upper place. They had this separate land. In fact, I still got a lot of it. It's out in the middle of nowhere, and nothing would grow there to speak of. And crossing down a ways, there's the Alley-Oop Bar out in the middle of nowhere. And we'd been out shooting for a couple of hours and came up to we had my grandmother's car, and he locked everything in the trunk, including the keys. So the story was we had to walk down the street walk down the highway 85 there, to the Alley-Oop Bar and call Grandma. Well, the phone there was a stolen party line, so you could ring out, but the phone didn't ring in because they didn't have a ring. And he didn't know that. So when we called and asked her to bring the keys, he didn't know that he had her keys with him. So we had all the keys to all the cars. She had to drive 14 miles on a Case tractor and was not a happy woman. And she got there and had a drunk 9-year-old on her hands, so that wasn't good. So this is basically a commercial for the Alley-Oop Bar. Let's see. Come on down to the Alley-Oop Bar. Whoops. Come on down to the Alley-Oop Bar. Chances are it ain't too far. It's out of sight. It's out of state. Closes early, but it opens late. There's a big, big bend in the road, so you'll want to go real slow. Or you might drive through the Alley-Oop Bar. Alley-Oop, Alley-Oop, Alley-Oop. It's nearly dark and really cold. It's got a 10-foot shuffleboard, whiskey, beer, and tequila too. Can I even get through to you? It's never had a local band just across from the Rio Grande. So come on down and get drunk, do the Freudian stuff. Alley-oop, alley-oop, alley-oop. Oh, it's long been the local denizen where the children drink. Cream to meth that won't stunt your growth, you're already tall. Can't get germs from alcohol, well the Roadrunner clock is the latest thing. Phone calls out but it never rings, so come on down, get drunk and do the radium stuff. Alley-oop, Alley-oop. Let me tell you about the time I gained some fame. Long before they changed the name, the old man locked his keys up in the trunk. We went down the road, got good and drunk. Well, he got out and started to dance. I forgot about the gun, I put down my pants. That's the day I held up Kelly Bar. Alley-oop, alley-oop, alley-oop. Yo, come on down to the alley-oop bar. Chances are it ain't too far. It's out of sight and out of state. Closes early, but it opens late. There's a big, big bend in the road, so you'll want to go real slow. Or you might drive through the alley-oop bar. Alley-oop, alley-oop. That's one of my old favorites.
I'd like to see that, boy. I like it. You know, New Mexico. That's one of those places where the spaces are so wide open. They don't measure thing in acres, and it's sections of land.
Sections or how
Labor.
long it takes to drive there, but they never talk about how fast they're driving. So, it's about an hour up the road. Well, for my granddad, it would have been an hour. For my grandmother, it would have been in 10 minutes. Much faster driver than he was. Yeah, that's well. If you're ever passing through Las Cruces, take the there's an exit off of Interstate 10 there that goes towards Fort Selden, the old historical ruins there. And take that cutoff and go up to Radium Springs on Highway 85. You'll see the Blue Moon Bar there over on the right. And you do have to slow down or you'll drive right through the bar. It's happened a number of times. Yeah, walk on in. It's kind of a scary looking place now, but it always was a little scary looking. Speaking of scary looking, one of the things I learned in all my travels for 43 years was that anytime a hotel is advertised as air conditioned, up on the marquee on the top of the hotel, on the neon sign, if it says air conditioned, the soap is not going to have a wrapper. But if it says air conditioned and fireproof, you don't know what you're going to get. It could be anything from a deluxe palace to a place like this. This is about the Tangiers. This is the air conditioned fireproof Tangiers Hotel on the south side of Chicago off of Pulaski Street. And it's the hotel is really not that bad for $16 a night. But boy, the neighborhood, sometimes it gets rough. If I can remember how this song goes, I haven't played this in years. After playing Alley-Oop, it gets me mixed up. It's about the tales about the... Okay, here we go. It's in G. This here story I'm about to tell is about the fireproof Tangiers Hotel on the south side of Chicago in '95. I'm so sorry, I'm not prepared. This here story I'm about to tell is about the fireproof Tangiers Hotel on the south side of Chicago in '95. Was an airline pilot trying to get some rest when the local palate all doing their best to see who among us might not end up alive. Well, that's embarrassing. I don't have the chords written down here, so I'm having to remember it. I thought I knew this song. There was a couple in the room next door, giving it all they got, of course, shaking the wall, making me up as I went to sleep. So I thought I'd go just across the street to Pindo's Cafe and get a bite to eat. When around the corner comes every cop in town. They rolled up and wanted ID. I said, hey, I'm just going here to eat. Seems like I left my wallet in the hotel room. When I reached to show my hotel key, looked up and they were pointing 6 guns at me. By that I mean 4 Glocks and 345s. So I was out there in the parking lot, dealing with Chicago cops for dang near an hour till they sent me on my way. Was so happy just to be alive. All I could eat was a plate of fries. I left 20 on the table and headed on back to the room. It was a full moon rising as I crossed the street. I see 5 guys you wouldn't want to meet. Baggy pants and red sneakers where I need to be. So I walked up and said, have you got a light? Ain't it good to be out of jail tonight? Gave my handful of smoke, so I'm heading on back to my room. There was a couple in the parking lot, giving it all they got, fogging up windows, a high-heeled shoe in the mirror. All I wanted was something to eat, wasn't looking for a front row seat to Sodom and Gomorrah, but here come the cops again. She bailed out naked and took off running. He fired up a Lincoln and gave it the gun, cutting donuts around me in reverse, smoking all 4 tires. Cops just stood and watched the scene, and the best piece of driving I've ever seen. He crashed backwards to the alley full of room through washing machines. They were out there in the parking lot, running around like Chicago cops, talking on the radio, getting in each other's way. Walks up, baby. She walks up and says, baby, did you want a date? I told her, no, it's a little late for dinner and a movie, but thanks a lot anyway. About the time she crossed the street, here comes that Lincoln with the fold-down seat. She jumped through the window, Dukes of Hazzard style. They were gone like a rocket towards Cicero. Where they ended up, I'll never know, but I was glad to have them and that Lincoln out of my life. Cops made noise till 4:45. I was laying there awake, glad to be alive. Then the couple in the next room started a whole new chorus, kicking lamps off the table and yelling at God for an hour. I got myself up, I shaved and showered, got the pilot suit on, wondering if I could sleep on the plane. Come back again next week, do it all again. I used to be able to play the guitar.
You're doing great.
Oh, goodness. I'm used to watching y'all do this. I usually only play 1 song a day.
Well, if you used to watching me, I screw up every time I get on there.
Yeah, it's difficult, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'm not accustomed to being on the spot. This is supposed to be a slow, pretty song. I get the hair out of my mouth and slow down here. When I wake alone and hear the rain, the wind through the trees calls your name. I wonder if it's longing for your touch, like me. The clock chimes and I should be asleep, out awake with you away from me. I wonder if you lie awake or dream of me. The moon is bright through quiet clouds, to the wind I whisper right out loud, of the day that you'll be coming home to me. The wind that brings you home to me will whisper gently through the trees, and you will lie awake and hear the rain with me. When I wake alone and hear the rain, the wind through the trees calls your name. I wonder if it's longing for your touch, like me. The wind that brings you home to me will whisper gently through the trees, and you will wait and hear the rain with me. can hear the rain with me. With me. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. This is a song that it's basically an old blues song, but I really like these lyrics. So many holes in this boat, you can see fish go by. I ask for help, nobody even tries. Not so hard to see what needs done. Pick up a paddle, shut up and stay down, 'cause you can row with me. You can row with me. You can row with me. We might get to the other side. Everybody has ideas, everybody wants a ride. 6 jobs need done, one's forgotten, I do 5. Can't swim or walk in water, it might be time to try. If trying it don't work, you can sprout wings and fly, or row with me. You could row with me. You could row with me, we might get to the other side. On my money, I got bricks on my feet, no heat in the kitchen, course there's talk on the street. No, too much you remember that ain't happened yet. Too much you think you wish you know I would forget, but you could roll with me. You could roll with me. You could roll with me, we might get to the other side. You can't know what you're thinking if you don't speak your mind. I can't read your face when you're showing your behind. I don't know where we are, I'm sure it ain't land. Pick up that paddle, let's stop and take a stand, and you can row with me. You could row with me. You could row with me, we might get to the other. Row with me, we might get to the other. Row with me, we could get to the other side.
All right. You're down to the 5-minute mark now.
All right, the 5-minute mark.
Yeah, well, you know who's coming up next, don't you?
I believe Josh Smith.
Yeah, Josh Smith.
Yeah, I see Josh getting all queued up there. Hello, Joshua. Oh, this is, I just got to do this song. It's, everybody expects it out of me. I don't know why. I don't think it's some of my better work. It's a song about one of my favorite places to leave. It's a great place to be. It's just a hard place to be there. They say that I don't dig the Bayou City, and you know it's true. But I'd be there in a New York minute just to be with you. I'd be right by you in the Bayou City, not in LA alone. Right by you in the Bayou City, I'd buy you that happy home. Traffic jams, crime, cops, bugs, and flooding ain't too much for me. You know one thing I can't stand is that high humidity. But I'd be right by you in the Bayou City, not in LA alone. Right by you in the Bayou City, I could buy you that happy home. potholes bigger than a Subaru, trash up in the trees. The cops chase each other 'cause they think it's fun instead of carjackers, muggers, and thieves. But I'd be right by you in the Bayou City, not in LA alone. Right by you in the Bayou City, I'd buy you that happy home. Refinery smoke chokes the air and I can barely breathe. Comes they all jam the freeway and no one can leave. But I'd be right by you in the Bayou City, not in LA alone. Right by you in the Bayou City, I could buy that happy home. This is a good 2-minute song coming up. Everybody's had this experience. Until something's wrong, by the way she's banging dishes, won't be no hugs, or sure as hell won't be no kiss if she's mad. Oh, baby is mad. Well, you don't know what you did, but you know you're gonna blow it. You don't know what you did, but you know you ought to own it. You don't know what you did, but you know that it's bad. You're riding in the car, she's staring out the window. You don't need them all rolled up to know which way the wind blows. She's mad. Oh, and baby is mad. Well, you don't know what you did, but you know you ought to own it. You don't know what you did, but you know you're gonna blow. You don't know what you did, but you know that it's bad. I'll sort of politely fade away there. I want to certainly thank you for having me with you, Harry. And thank everybody at home that's watching. I do appreciate it.